All right, let's talk about the Boston Celtics, my Boston Celtics, a team I've loved my entire life. Now, I should say I recorded this right after the Game 2 loss, but it's not an emotional take because I've thought this for a long time, many years now. I truly believe that it's time for the Celtics to move on from Joe Mazzulla, a head coach. I know they're fresh off a championship, but if you've watched this team over these past few years, I mean, even going back to the Miami series, that Celtics were down 3-0, came back and tied that 3-3 and then lost Game 7 at home. It's very clear that this team is incapable of drawing up offense when needed. You look at Game 1 and Game 2, both losses at home with 20-point leads blown in the second half. And by the way, this has come from someone who believes that the series is not over yet. I think the Celtics play way better on the road because they're not so crowd dependent into settling for bad shots. Now, obviously, it's become kind of a mainstream idea that the Celtics have been struggling from three, but that's not the whole story. I don't even care that they shoot so many threes because obviously when they're falling, it works. I just hate the fact that we let the three ball dictate how we play the game. When the threes are going in, we're moving the ball, we're setting screens, multiple passes, everything's going great. But when they're not, we settle for iso ball, no screens, little to no passing, late shots into the shot clock. Just terrible offense altogether, with no adjustments made by Mazzulla at any point. When the Celtics won the title last year, Mazzulla said he was going to double down on how many threes they attempted, and that's shown. They shoot more than anybody ever. There's plenty of examples of what I'm about to say in Game 1, but we're going to look at just Game 2 for the moment. If you look at the last 5 to 7 plays by the Celtics down the stretch in the fourth quarter, there was almost no screen set through any of those plays, even though we were struggling. The 2 plays that Boston did set screens, Tatum got to the basket ahead of the defender because of the screen and drew the foul, led to 2 free throws, and the other being the full court play where Tatum came off the Horford screen and just beat Mitchell Robinson to the hoop for the dunk. Simple as that. Just because you got guys like Tatum and Brown that can score in isolation doesn't mean you have to lean on that. It's very frustrating, it's very annoying. If you're a Celtics fan, you've seen it all year, you've seen it since last year, you've seen it since Game 7 in Miami 2 years before that. It's not just settling for bad threes, it's not making the necessary adjustments to put your team in a position to win. Mazzulla even said in the postgame after Game 2 that they didn't call timeout on the last play of the game because they just did so in the previous play that allowed Tatum to get the open basket. So they didn't want to be too predictable because the Knicks already figured that out. So instead he does nothing and Tatum dribbles himself into a bad situation to end the game on a turnover. It's time to make a change. I think Mike Malone, former Denver coach, is the best fit, and it's time to go after him. This team could go on to win the title this year, and I would still think it's time to make a change. Mazzulla's a great guy, and he's the right person vocally to lead the team because he says all the right things, but I think it's time to make a change. This team's heading into a weird financial situation with new ownership and a lot of decisions to make, and I think right now it would be the right time to switch over to Mike Malone, Denver Nuggets, to capitalize on what you've already built here.